a gray wolf has been spotted.
Whoa.
Where?
Here.
A gray wolf.
Yeah. There have been 3 different sightings.
Just Drew.
Hello, Just Drew listeners. Wow, I haven't said that one in a while. I haven't recorded one of these intros, in probably about a month. But thank you for tuning in. As always, we appreciate your patience. Myself and Drew, we both do this outside of our full-time jobs in our spare time. What you can do to help out is to share your favorite episodes with your friends, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and of course, keep tuning in as you are. If you want to take it even one step further and help us out, go and give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to get your favorite podcasts. Leave a review. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Even if you don't listen to the podcast on the YouTube channel, go subscribe. As a disclosure, we did record this at the end of March, so we do reference things like ice fishing and some colder activities. Today's guest is Cynthia Brink. Now, for those watching, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to read a little bit off my phone here. There's a lot of organizations and locations and important information I want to get out there. And I just want to make sure that it's correct. Cynthia is a dedicated environmental educator and conservation advocate based in Norfolk County. She serves as the NatureHood and Priority Place Program Coordinator for the Long Point Biosphere Region, which is a UNESCO-designated area renowned for its rich biodiversity. In this role, Cynthia leads community outreach initiatives, biodiversity monitoring, and educational programs aimed at fostering a deeper connection between people and the natural world. Cynthia is also active in the conservation media space. She is the co-executive producer of the feature-length documentary, A Priority Place, A Hope for a Forest, which highlights the ecological and cultural significance of the Long Point region. The film premiered to a sold-out audience in 2022 and continues to support environmental educational efforts. I will link a direct link to the documentary in the description, as well as on our social media platforms. At home, Cynthia embraces a sustainable lifestyle, often engaging in activities like foraging, hunting, and fishing to provide for her family. She's committed to reducing her carbon footprint and continues to expand her knowledge through studies in herbology and passive solar home design. Cynthia, thank you so much for taking the time. We definitely want to have you back on, as there's so much more to talk about. Here's Cynthia Brink.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew. Just Drew. Just Drew.
Just around the corner anyways.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you live here?
St. Williams.
St. Williams. Okay. Oh, so you're very close to all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I missed the whole mural thing, but I came back one day and all of a sudden it was there and I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. And they were telling me about it. So, and I started a clothing brand with Eric Pond. So his dad is the one that runs, one of the owners.
I've picked them up from him.
The ponds?
Yeah, we have the turtle folk.
Yes.
With all the species of turtle we have here.
So you know Heather then?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I'm meeting with her on Thursday.
Oh, nice. Regarding turtles?
Outdoor education.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of apiary things I've seen with Vanessa. So you know Vanessa a little bit?
Yeah, I think the colony collapsed, so I don't think they're going to go.
Oh, no.
It's a European bee species.
So it doesn't do as well?
No.
I know mites are an issue. Yeah.
Well, their immune systems are compromised.
Are they?
Yeah.
And that's because they're not a
native species.
I see.
Purely for honey.
I see.
And we got maple syrup.
That's true.
Yeah, maple syrup's pretty good.
Which is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tap yourself?
I used to.
You used to,
At
yeah.
the farm I had, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you had a sugar bush?
I had a hobby farm.
You had a hobby farm? Oh.
We
Not anymore, though?
had 5 cows.
Okay.
3 goats.
Okay.
2 sheep.
Okay.
For the kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I grew up in Hamilton, but my mom's from Simcoe here, so I grew up coming here all the time. So my mom's side's still here, but my dad's side is slowly moving out here. I was the first to make a move out here.
So you're a transplant.
I'm a transplant. And then actually 2 of my cousins from the city as well have moved to Jarvis, and one of them has a hobby farm,
Nice.
which is it's so yin yang to me, just coming from a suburban city. You know, Hamilton's more than 500,000, I would say now, to now, you know, goats, chickens, ponds, dogs, cats.
Ticks.
She maple syrup. Yeah, ticks. She taps. They have a sugar bush they tap in Haldeman.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna go out and get some content of them doing that very soon. What's the 11th today?
Something like
A few
that.
weeks, I would say.
Well,
Also, I don't want to interrupt her, but this disconnected, but it's still recording, so I think we're still good.
Oh, weird. You can see the USB-C on the side of the computer. Just unplug it and plug it back in. Then plug it back in there. That could be the issue. And then click in the top left there. And then top left again. Yep. Still recording though?
Yeah, it says it's recording over here.
All right. Well, you let me know. Sorry about that. Working the bugs out.
technology.
Yeah, I had to reset the board the other day because the one of the mics just didn't want to work, and I didn't know why. And I was rearranging chords, and the basic troubleshoot is just to restart it and reset it, and I did that, and it worked. I wish I did that 30 minutes ago.
You do that before you call your provider, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's basic troubleshooting, right?
Yeah.
Restart it, if not, reset it, and then
On and off.
Or throw it.
I have a love-hate
Try not to
relationship.
do that.
I have a love-hate relationship with technology. Like, it can take you very far, but it doesn't always work. So
It can eat up your time.
exactly, yeah, and the just infinite amount of settings I was scrolling through there. Yeah, it's a lot. But we're here to talk about nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We have lots of it here.
yes, we do. So, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, I work with the Long Point Biosphere Region, and I am the project manager for the Long Point Walsingham Forest Priority Place, which there are 11 of in Canada.
Yes, I was reading that yesterday.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of internet searching.
So I do the outreach and communication.
Mm-hmm.
So connecting to community through different means. And then there's also a portion of my responsibilities of bringing students to nature,
Yes.
connecting people to nature.
Yeah, we were talking about the education piece.
Yeah.
So what kind of things, how do you even start with that?
Just get them out of the classroom.
Getting them, okay.
Yeah. So
All
we
right.
do a project that's called NatureHood, funded by Nature Canada.
Okay.
And we've been doing that since 2016.
Okay.
And the program keeps growing. So one of the days that we bring students out is for a field trip, a whole day outside.
Which sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. And if they complain, are we there yet? I say, would you rather be sitting in the classroom doing math?
No.
No. So the whole idea is to just connect them,
Yeah.
to not really have too much structure. It's an unstructured day.
Yeah.
So we start off at the banding station, Long Point Observatory,
Yep.
and they get to see birds in hand. Some of them get to hold a bird and release it. We've had classes as large as 64 go through there
Oh, wow.
in an hour. Yeah.
And what's the interest like?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazed. There's some times where we get a treat like a juvenile red-tailed hawk sitting on the antenna, and everyone's seeing this as they're getting off the bus. And then suddenly it ends up in a net after a chickadee.
Oh,
And then it has to be removed, and it's right there.
yeah.
It's right in your hands.
Yeah.
Amazing to see them up close.
And when I moved here, I was obviously learning about the area, but Long Point is a migration point, like a key migration point.
It is.
And not just birds, but my favorite, monarch butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we filmed them on the tip. I got out to the tip this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only been, I think, 3 times, but it's quite astounding.
You never want to leave.
No.
Yeah.
It's like another planet almost, and 2 sides of the lake merging. And yeah, I used to go on the trips to the tip tour with Long Point and just shoot content and things like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's the only way. Boat, right? You can't
Boat.
walk
Yeah.
because it's a world biosphere. It's protected, and people think it's full of people living there, but that's only the front. I don't know, 10% of the sandspit, I would say.
It's a national wildlife area.
Yeah,
It's
because
protected, just like Hastings Boulevard.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because once you hit the provincial park, after that, it's
There's a no-go sign.
no-go sign.
People do go past it, though.
What are your thoughts on tourism there? Is it a good thing that there are lots of people in a protected area?
Well, if you're going along there in a boat, I'm sure it plays a role in erosion.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're losing part of the tip at this point.
Do you know why? Is that increased volume of?
The biosphere has actually received funding for the littoral cell study, and that is to take a look from an area down towards, I think it's Port Stanley, all the way through. So there's different littoral cells, and they're trying to figure out whether those jetties are causing an issue, where there's a holdback of the sand that would normally flow. So we will see.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know. They suspect.
Every bit of research starts with theory.
Yeah.
And then you have to prove it or disprove it, right?
How much is it, if I went and just with my eyes, is it noticeable, the recession?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of the areas lose 15 feet at a time.
Oh my
Whole barn
gosh.
went down.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Because I have some friends with cottages, and when I first moved here, there was never any issue.
Mm-hmm.
And now the backyards are starting to flood during certain seasons,
Yeah.
especially during melts. So,
Through the sesh.
yeah.
When the wind picks up and blows it all the opposite direction.
Yeah. And when you go to Old Cut, there's sometimes the water's up over the roads, and I've never noticed that before, at least not 10 years ago. So I've been here for about 10. Yeah.
Poor Dover gets it too. But if you talk to any old timers here that have been here their whole entire life, they'll tell you about ice out and ice on the roads. It's
been around for a
part
while.
of a cycle.
Yeah. I used to live in Dover, and the water would almost go to the Tim Hortons there.
Oh, it's a good distance.
And the intersection, and the entire intersection. So you would have to go by like the that apartment building there and go up the other way, because you can't go down to the intersection. Your car would be a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat place. I mean, we've affected it, of course, with all the stuff that we've done. I mean, the causeway never was connected.
Oh, okay.
That was done to be able to access cottages for duck hunting.
I see. And that affects everything.
Mm-hmm. Mankind moving structures, right?
Yeah.
Even Big Creek was redirected.
Oh, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
To put more water in the bay for
I see.
sport fishing, maybe?
I see.
Duck hunting? I don't know.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna move your mic a bit.
I think, you know what I think it is? I don't think it's the mic. I reset the board and it's doing the automatic. Yeah, it'll be okay.
Is it buffering?
It's trying to noise cancel
Okay.
any unnecessary noise, but sometimes it'll duck when it's not supposed to, but I will clean it up later.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Otherwise, we got to pause and find that
Yeah.
setting in there, and we're limited on time, so I'd hate to do that. So you're very involved in nature,
Mhm.
obviously, but I don't want to swing too far. But remind me, I do want to talk about your time in Peru
You do.
before you leave today. We don't have to dive in now because we're talking about Norfolk
Sure.
County, but I'd love to talk about UNESCO.
UNESCO. Okay.
What is UNESCO?
Well, it's connected to the United Nations, and it's part of their science and outreach for education.
So it's a global organization, and we're a part of it here.
There are 758, the last I looked, biospheres in the world.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And one of them is Long Point right here.
Right.
Yeah, which you were a part of.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Have you been enjoying the position you're in?
I love my job.
Yeah, do you love it?
Yep.
How long have you been doing it for?
I'm going into my 9th year.
Okay. So, yeah, almost a decade.
Yeah.
Nice. And obviously you're into birding.
Birding.
Yeah. That's the right term, right?
Yep.
Yeah, birding.
I'm a birder.
Are you a birder?
I'm a birder.
I didn't realize how hardcore that was
It is.
until I worked at Eco Ventures, and there were people traveling from Africa, Europe, Scandinavia
Whoa.
to come here to look at birds.
Because we have the good birds.
We have a high concentration of migration through here.
Oh.
Spring and fall.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I have actually, the coolest thing I've ever seen was 2 eagles entangled going down over the marsh. And
Not everybody gets to see that.
I've seen it obviously on nature documentaries, but I was working there. I got lucky. I finished a tour and my manager was like, look, they're mating. Do you know about the...
Yeah, they like grab claws
grab
and they
talons.
dive together.
Talon clasp.
Oh my gosh, it was the coolest experience I've ever seen. And I'm not even a birder, so I feel bad these people are traveling.
Yes.
1,000.
You were just there right
I was
time.
just there right time, and but I am grateful to witness that. That was very cool.
Yeah, not everybody, like I said, gets to ever see that.
No.
Some of the biologists haven't even seen that
Oh,
yet.
really?
I
Oh,
know.
Drew.
Yeah.
Lucky
I
duck.
feel bad.
Lucky duck.
Did your
No,
phone
feel
come
lucky.
out?
No, I didn't have my phone on me. I get paranoid, especially when I'm ziplining, that it'll fall out
Yeah,
tonight.
that's
Yep.
fair.
So I usually
Yeah.
don't. Plus, we have our work phone on us, but I didn't witness it. I didn't have like a camera. I
yeah.
didn't have anything, so I have no proof of it. I just kind of took it in.
It'd be neat if your eyes could capture,
Yeah,
right?
maybe one day.
That technology will come, I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
It's in your sunglasses, so.
that's true. I do have camera sunglasses.
So do I.
Do you? Is it the Meta Ray-Ban? You have some
They
version.
were given
Okay.
to me, and like,
That'd be especially handy for someone
Cool.
in your
Glasses.
position where you're just like always doing something. So it's like you can just record it while you're in the field.
yeah.
And then anything you come across, you have it.
Or you can fumble your phone.
Yeah.
Or that. Yeah.
Fumble it right into a pile of mud or something.
Well, on the phones now, the zoom on
Yeah,
them
pretty good.
is quite astounding. But man, yeah, that would have been so cool. I've also seen some juvenile eagles dive bomb a rabbit in a field, 2 of them, but not kill, just play. And I'm into nature and stuff, but I don't have the knowledge to educate other people. And so my one friend is very educated. He's like, oh, they're just essentially practicing, just playing around with a rabbit, the 2 of them, and no whitehead yet. So I thought they were a hawk, but they're like, no. He was like, no, these are just young eagles,
They're juvenile. Yeah.
juvenile eagles. Yeah.
They're like that for about 4 or 5 years. And then
Oh,
the white
really?
comes in.
Oh, I was thinking months.
Red-tailed hawks are the same.
Okay.
Their tails are just barred, no red.
So to an uneducated person like myself, I could just misconstrue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might think they're eagle or hawks or something like that.
Yep. I'm going to bring you a field guide
Okay.
for raptors,
I would love that.
and it shows you all the under the wing patterns
Okay.
and the shape of the tail when they're flying, so it's a lot easier to identify them.
Okay. I was told this little piece of information to differentiate vultures and eagles. And vultures have more of a curve to their
V.
the V, yes.
V is for vultures. so
V for vultures. And the eagles have more of a curve.
Yeah.
Yes.
they're flat out.
Yes.
And the flap is different too.
And the flap. Vultures more will hang glide forever
Yeah.
and
They'll
catch
kettle.
the drafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. What an interesting bird.
They're coming back already for sign of spring.
Nice.
I noticed some flying V's of Canadian geese flying in. I know some stay in the winter. Is that correct?
Yeah, lots of them do.
Lots
stay.
of them do. So maybe that's what I saw. But it looked like they were migrating back from the south.
They're like the investors of nature. They take high risk.
What's the dependent on why do some stay and when some go?
I couldn't honestly tell you that. That's a Stu McKenzie question. But if you want to take a guess at it, is our winters have been mild. They've become accustomed to being, in
Fed.
an area that has food still available. It's when there's no food that they should be migrating. But we don't have all the
maybe it's
answers.
like a numbers thing as well. Like there's food, but still not as readily available. So some are like, we're gonna go where there's plenty food.
Some of them take the risk.
Yeah.
And I remember that there was at one point when I first moved here in 2012, there were platforms out in the Crown Marsh where they were feeding the waterfowl to bolster their fat stores up because they've got a long distance flight, right?
Oh, that's nice of them.
But were we creating a little bit of a conundrum
Dependency
It
on
depends.
yeah.
See, you wait and see. You have to see what happens in time, right?
Yeah.
It's humans affecting migrating patterns, essentially.
It could be.
Yeah. Even though the right intentions are there,
Mm-hmm.
might backfire.
Well, there's the sport too, right, of duck hunting, which you've already had that experience.
Yes.
Quite exhilarating.
Very exhilarating.
Yeah.
And very tasty as well.
Very.
Yes. It's not out yet, but I have a feature doc. Should I talk about this? Have I talked about this?
I don't think you have.
I'm
Are
working.
you dropping hints, like a little bit of bait?
I haven't. I have a feature documentary I've been working on. I filmed it over COVID. It was, I think, the summer of 2022 to 23. About a chef. I don't want to put too much information out, but one of the segments we did was we went into the marsh and went duck hunting, and he prepared them right then and there,
Nice.
right in the marsh. Defeathered them, cooked them.
Lucky.
Yes. And he used to work for a lot of the duck hunting camps out there. And so he's very adept at game meat and birds and how to prepare that. It was a very cool experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Once in a lifetime.
Well, yeah. So I've understood, because the only other people that can access that marsh are the American hunt camps,
The company.
the company. There's a few I understand.
50.
Is it Ducks Unlimited?
Well, there's Ducks Unlimited. There's Delta Waterfowl.
Okay. Oh yes, Delta Waterfowl. Yes.
And then there's the Turkey Point Waterfowl
Yes.
Hunting Club, I believe.
Okay.
And then you have the Club.
The Club. Okay. I don't know much about the
Sounds
Club.
fancy.
I've seen there's a few different huts off in the distance.
No, on your trip to the point, you would have seen.
Oh, right. That's okay. So that's where this chef would have worked.
Yeah.
At one of those ones.
That makes a lot of sense.
And there's the island as well, they refer to. Curious how they acquired these. Because at least a few of them are American. I know the story of the marsh. It used to be Crown land, is my understanding. And they would use it to practice essentially bomb runs during the war. It was a practice area.
Munitions place, yeah.
Yeah. And then after they started giving that land away.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to Rondo Provincial Park.
I haven't.
So that provincial park is a great example of how this Long Point Provincial Park was set up originally. There were almost like cottages all included in the provincial park. Rondo still has it that way. And I don't know at what point that our provincial park this way severed the property.
So it used to be all
yeah,
one.
a lot of it used to be part of the provincial park.
And I know most hunters I talk to are very, they love nature because they want to keep hunting essentially. So, and they buy tags and the money goes back into
Every year.
everything. So it is good.
Management.
That's the term.
Population management, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if you were to let all those deer out there continue to graze like they can, all of the restorations that we've done part of Priority Place would
be ruined.
damaged by it. Yeah.
because we don't have any major predators here. There's no cougars anymore. They're coyotes, I guess.
Coyotes?
They were a
hunt deer?
prairies creature, yeah.
Yeah, no wolves. No big cats or anything like that.
So we used to have
We used to.
cougars here, bobcat, and the gray wolf.
And we had gray wolf here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all the hunting that's been done in the past and, the stories we're fed as children,
We killed them.
wolves are horrible. But, there's some pretty good stories about the restoration of the wolves.
Yeah. And I guess this was prior to us understanding the ecosystem and how predators play an important role in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Little Red Riding Hood, was that propaganda then? Anti-wolf propaganda?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting
how
like,
far back does it
stories-
all really go?
Yeah.
It's like the Wendigo story.
What is the Wendigo story?
Well, the Wendigo, he's a cannibal. And he's so hungry. He eats his own lips off.
Oh, yeah.
It's an indigenous story.
That's disturbing.
But that story, I don't know when it came about. It's a pretty interesting story if you learn a little bit about First Nations culture. February is the month we get the starvation moon. And that's normally when all your stock is gone
Okay.
that you've hunted and gathered for. And I think it was to deter cannibalism.
Oh,
So they tell their kids a
there's
different riding hood.
Yeah. Don't eat
Called
people.
the Wendigo. It's awesome.
Yeah, interesting.
Would that happen?
Well,
Can-
how bad could it get if you had no food in February? People start dying.
So you start eating people?
Would you?
I would go to the superstore right now, but I guess back then.
Just imagine unlearning all you know right now, which is really what most of us need to do to get connected to the land.
Yeah.
We've been programmed really well. Don't come in and dirty the carpet. Don't get mud anywhere.
Yeah.
Think about how disconnected most of us are. We're like in boxes. How much time do you spend out there?
To the point where I used to run the trade shows for Eco Adventures, and I would go to events in Toronto. And people who had been living there their entire lives didn't even know where Lake Erie was. And so, to me, I mean, I don't know as much as you, but that to me was shocking. And I was like, "Wait, what? You don't know where you don't know where Lake?" Because to tell them, "Oh, we're located in St. Williams," they're not going to have any context to that. But if I say Lake Erie,
Long Point.
Long Point, you would think they would know, but many don't. And they're like, "Well, how far is that?" I'm like, "It's an hour and a half, without traffic."
Closer than Peterborough. Closer than...
Algonquin, closer than Muskoka,
Right.
Which is where they all like to go.
No traffic.
Yeah, and it was quite shocking to me. Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It's a hidden gem.
yeah. Who were we talking to about that? Just increased population, and because I know a lot of people like to keep the secret of Norfolk County a secret, and they don't want it to be too popular. And I know some people don't like all the tourism here, and that's kind of why I brought that up
It's a
earlier.
love-hate relationship, right?
Because it is great what you're doing, educating people and educating new people. And when someone says, "Oh, I don't know where Lake Erie is," I'm like, "Well, let me tell you about it," because I'm very passionate about where I'm living and where I'm coming from. But at the same time, what I've noticed personally is specifically like Turkey Point Beach. I can't even go there now as a local because it's just on weekends in the summer, it's too busy. And most of the people are coming from Hamilton and Toronto. And it's great. They're coming to the area. They're spending money. They're learning about the area. But at the same time, I can't even go to the beach. That's...
Question. Is it sustainable?
No.
If people were to come here with their things, which they normally do they pack out what they pack in?
No.
It's not sustainable. If somehow we could encourage people to come to this place because they love coming here, how to do it sustainably, respectfully,
Leave as you came.
leave it better.
Leave it better, yes.
If you pick up garbage,
Yeah. But some, they may not care because they don't live here, which is sad.
it's,
But we all live on Earth.
yeah, it's not disposable. It's the only one we have.
Yeah. One big floating ball.
I think the biggest part of the work that I do is to kind of get into their heads that way, to help them unlearn that, what's the best word for it? Convenience of going and buying packaged lunch for your trip out to the beach, Make your own sandwiches.
Yeah.
Put them in a Tupperware container. Those are going home.
Yeah.
You like this place. Why?
I like this place.
That's what I would say to the tourists. You like this place.
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
Yeah.
How did you find this place?
Most of them I would say like the landscape, the beauty of it.
Word of mouth because someone loved it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, true. That's what I just said.
It's
So
just, think about it. Like,
yeah, don't ruin it.
yeah. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, we do like a Wandering Wednesday at 1:00 every Wednesday, 43 days of the year. We're on the land hiking with people, connecting people to the land and to the projects through priority places.
Yeah. Yeah.
restorations.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
You sure can.
Priority places. And as well, I want to talk about the documentary as well. It's coming out with, because I have had the privilege to have met both Robin Tapley and Greg. So both great, very passionate individuals. So can you give me just a quick synopsis on the priority place?
Well, because we have 20 partners within the biosphere boundaries, which is the same as the priority place map for this area,
Yeah.
there are 20 partners that have worked well doing restorations, sharing ideas, bouncing things back and forth, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, seed harvesting, cleaning seeds. They all work so well together. So this is why this was chosen as the first priority place, because we were a great example. So it was like a pilot
Okay.
in 2018.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's pretty recent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all things considered.
And it's been successful,
That's great.
especially when you talk about the frag in the Inner Bay. So there's 5 working groups. One is open country, which is your tall grass prairies. The other one is forested and treed swamps, which is really important habitat for breeding birds. Then you've got agricultural runoff, which the partners are, of course, the people who grow our food, working with marginal land. And Alice is a great partner in there.
I've worked with Alice. Yeah.
Then we've got road ecology working group and the invasive species group. So there's 5. And they all play a role in creating habitat. Like, what better way? What do? Get funding to protect species? Well, how do you protect them?
Yeah.
It's the plants.
There's work that needs to be done.
It's the plants.
Mm-hmm.
Removal of invasives, mitigating the amount of nutrient runoff from agriculture by putting buffer strips in.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen is to have our beaches closed down in the summer with the algae blooms.
Yes.
So if we mitigate
Is that because of runoff?
And that's why frag got a hold of this marsh so bad, because
I see.
uptakes the nutrients so quick.
I've been learning about, well, just working at Eco Ventures, but about the frag money, and I would see the helicopters come in and what is frag money for those that don't know?
It's a European reed.
It's a weed, yeah.
We do have our own frag that is from here. It's different, doesn't grow as tight, doesn't grow as tall. Frag can grow 15 feet. I don't know if you've seen Eric Giles and his fraginator.
No.
Yeah, he's sitting in the reeds, and these reeds are way above his head.
Like bamboo almost.
Yeah, and it grows tight. There you go. There are creatures. There are creatures that get stuck in that.
Oh, that's so sad.
Skeletons, because it grows. So there's Eric right there.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen the piece of equipment that they go out in the marsh with to do
The frag slagger?
There you go. It's called the fraginator.
The fraginator.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we filmed him this summer out in the Han Marsh.
Okay.
He's got that property now, and he's got some hands on deck. That young man.
I cannot believe the size of this.
Mm-hmm.
So what would they be spraying on it?
It's not my work.
I would say some sort of.
Well, that's where I was gonna.
Don't
I was
know.
just curious on.
It's something that's approved
okay.
Yeah.
for the emergency
Yeah.
It's
that
better
this poses.
to spray than not to, probably.
Yeah, and there's biological methods. So I run the research conference too for the Long Point Biosphere, which is held the first Friday of every November, and we're into our 13th this year.
Okay.
And we had a young man, Ian Jones, that I think he's from U of T, and he was talking about a moth that is one that will bore a hole into frag.
Oh.
Invasive frag, not ours. It doesn't have a taste for ours, and it doesn't make it through the winter.
Okay.
So it was really interesting. That you can take a look at on our YouTube.
Okay.
And he's the first presenter on that day, so it's not too far to go into it.
And so if there was a risk of the moth getting out of control, it wouldn't matter because the winter would kill it off.
Especially this winter.
Yes. Yes. The bay hasn't froze over in 2 years. So
Yeah, and 3 years ago it wasn't really all that safe either.
No. I go out with some very experienced people because ice is a little
You
scary.
don't like ice, yeah.
No. That whole concept is a little scary to me. So I go out with very experienced people who are very, they generally don't go out until it's like very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good foot.
Yes. Yeah. Because what were they saying? As little as 2 inches to walk on? Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, if I'm looking at bubbles, I won't be out there either.
Mm-mm. No. It's got to be close to 12 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
When I went out on Friday, it was a good 12 inches.
yeah.
Yeah.
Much luck? Did you have a good time?
Tons.
Okay, good.
Jumbo perch all the way through. and
Oh,
we had to use the weight or sinker
yeah.
to smack the little tiny, they call them dinks, in the head because they're faster than the big ones.
Okay.
Oh, the
Yes,
little perch.
Bobby was
Yes.
calling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call them
Little
dinks.
Little dinks.
Little dinks versus the big dinks.
I went out on Sunday. I got like 12 keepers. There weren't jumbos, but they were enough to keep and eat. And nothing exciting though.
Oh, it was really good.
Oh, that's great. You said you went on Friday?
Yeah, Friday morning.
Okay. That's what my cousin works for Bayside, and he said, oh, if you guys were out 2 days earlier, everybody was getting, limiting out and getting, some jumbos. So
50 perch apiece.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine cleaning all that.
I don't, so no, but I would, my friend Bobby's very good at that. So,
Yeah.
he'll fillet them and keep them and freeze them. And then when we get together, we'll fry them up. So, yeah. And you said a muskie was caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is quite rare in walleye.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be. But I think something's happening with all the work that's being done. So my saying is build it and they will come.
Yes.
Field of Dreams.
Yes.
It's working. So we have the raven back.
Okay.
We have the fisher back. And a gray wolf has been spotted.
Whoa.
Where?
Here.
A gray wolf.
Yeah. There have been 3 different sightings.
Oh my gosh.
Hide your dogs.
Well, I mean, coyotes go for dogs too. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well-
wouldn't worry too much about.
A lone wolf? Because I know they're pack animals.
Yeah, so I figure it was one of the older ones that got kind of kicked out.
I see. The new alpha came in.
You got it.
Yeah.
His son
Okay.
kicked his butt.
And where do they know what pack this wolf might have come from? They don't know, eh?
No, it's just passerbys that just say, I swear I saw a gray wolf.
They're quite large,
Very large.
so it'd be hard to mistake it with a coyote.
Yeah, one was seen in the Lynn Valley.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Some people might
So am I.
make them nervous.
Bobcats have been spotted.
I do.
Waterford.
Yes.
Have you seen the one at the feeder?
No.
Yeah, it was sitting in someone's front yard looking up the feeder.
I know one was spotted in Langton a while back when I was working at EcoVentures.
Yeah, we talked about that. I remember hearing about that too. It was a big thing. It was like,
And there was tracks confirmed, but yeah, I don't think they found it after the first initial sighting, but
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Well,
It's nature.
think about it.
They were here all along, so, and then we came in here and then
We're thinning the forests that
Mm-hmm.
are pine plantations that serve no purpose other than a monoculture.
yeah.
And you've got the sun breaking through the canopy into the seed bank. And you start seeing our native species come back up.
Yeah.
And so that's food that brings the birds in, that brings the insects in,
Yeah.
right?
Adam was teaching about that. There's
Which Adam?
Adam Mohammed. He has the organic farm in Simcoe there.
Neat.
I'm blanking on the name. Growing Path.
growing cycles?
No, the name of his farm.
Oh,
I don't want to ruin
Google
it.
that.
It's Path. It has Path in it. Anyway, he was telling us about
branching path?
Branching Path. That's it. Branching Path Farm. Sorry, Adam. How there's dormant seeds just in the soil, and so if you just turn soil up, all of the natural seeds that have been sitting there will just start to grow.
Under the right conditions,
Yeah.
if they present themselves, the right heat, the right water coming down, suddenly things start to pop.
Yeah. It's there though, which I didn't understand.
Not all of it. A lot of it needs a little bit of help where, good example, St. William's Conservation Reserve. I worked there for 10 years. Learned a lot from Audrey Hagee there. They were taking down, they were harvesting the pines that some of them weren't even from here. Some of them were from Germany.
Oh, wow.
But that was an emergency in itself because that's the first forestry station we have here in Canada. And it was because we had nothing but blow sands. Nobody could even farm. So they planted all these trees. And now I would say 2000, if I remember doing all the paperwork, 2009 was when they started the conservation reserve there. M&R was no longer able to, with cutbacks and stuff, able to manage the property properly. So a whole bunch of people that were in the field formed a not-for-profit called the St. William's Conservation Reserve. And so they did a management plan. I think their first management plan may have been like a 50-year management plan as to how they were going to rehabilitate that area. And there's 1,033 hectares of land that they've been working on. So they do almost like a protocol. It is very circular. So they'll harvest, or they'll do a tree prescription, which trees should come out, what percentage. Then they do that. Then they do an environmental assessment. They do prescribed burn. They support it with any extra plants that need to be in that landscape. And it just keeps moving forward to the state it should be in.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, very calculated.
Very dedicated people.
Yeah, like yourself.
I try.
Yeah,
Yeah, once you get bitten by the bug, you can't stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can always tell when people are passionate when they want to educate others. So that's usually
Just connect them.
a good tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be amazed. It's funny. There's somebody was saying to me when I was on 2 weeks ago on our Wandering Wednesday hike, you need a speaker at the back. We had 25 people out. And so it's like, you need to teach us. And I was like, I don't teach you. You get curious. You teach yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not schooled in any of this.
Passion.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
self-education.
Curiosity.
Yeah. Curiosity, yeah.
Unschool what you've got. Unpack that stuff that's not serving you. Connect to the land. Learn about the land and the culture that originated here. Because we've come with whatever we were packing from Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that obviously wasn't going well in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
They came here for a better life.
Mm-hmm.
To repeat what? Same thing again. So the older culture has lots to teach us here.
Yes, especially balance with nature and the land.
Yeah.
I would say Europe probably did not have that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's where currency showed up, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there wasn't any currency here.
So what's the currency when you don't have good drinking water?
Drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean water.
Clean water. Place to fish.
Yeah.
Place to hunt.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
So it's to reconnect. Like, don't always think the grocery store has your prize for the day. Get out, go fishing, go hiking.
Start a
Some
garden.
raspberries, strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been just moving here, I've just been very interested in fishing and hunting and growing your own food, because my mom always had gardens.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as far as we went, was just the gardening. So
She had garden for food?
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Garden for food.
So you're almost quarter of the way there then.
Quarter of the way there, and I
Yeah.
grew up and I would help her as a kid, and I'd plant things and dig things, and so I was always interested in it. So I've always had little gardens myself, but this is the first time I've owned the land and can put a proper garden in. So that's my intentions for this spring. Yeah.
Very neat.
And luckily we had Adam come through, who's an organic farmer, and are we close? 10 minutes?
minutes.
Thank you, sir. And he kind of gave me the best advice, just even where to start. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Amending your soil.
Yes. Yeah. And kind of he showed me a good spot to put it, because I guess this is east to west. So I don't get the sun for the first half of the day. So that's That's the issue.
Yeah.
So he said to put it as far back as I can.
It's when your seedlings need to be warmed up.
Yes. But when I moved here, there was rhubarb plants here already, which my mom makes a good rhubarb pie.
Yum.
Yum. She used to, growing up here in St. Louis, she used to just take the stalk and put sugar on the stalk and eat it.
Whoa.
That's what we used to do too. Yeah.
Gives me shudders.
We'd steal the sugar bowl out of the kitchen,
And
in
just
my
dip
mom's
it?
kitchen, and we'd go and sit in the garden. Some of the leaves were so big you could hide in behind the plant.
They're huge. Yeah. You ever eat raw rhubarb?
No,
It is,
I love strawberry rhubarb pie.
It's like biting into a lemon, I guess.
It's really
Really?
tart. It's
It's
yummy.
very tarty.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've had rhubarb pie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think like it's always a mix of something. Like it's
Yeah.
strawberry. Oh no, my dad makes like a pureed rhubarb of some kind. Yeah, it's really tart, but
There's jam. People use it for a lot. Is rhubarb a native species?
Not that rhubarb. No.
No, okay. Probably not the one that I have. Yeah. And I was learning about pawpaw as well, which is a native species.
I have seeds for you if you want some.
Pawpaw seeds?
You need 2 trees back there for cross pollination.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Perfect.
They take the winery that my wife works at planted some across the road from
Yeah.
Eco, but it takes a long time for them to fruit.
I think they took about 7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't grow too big.
No.
They're like 15 feet tall, approximately, some of them.
Okay.
And yeah, that last year's harvest was awesome there.
Great. Yeah. And I know who was making a pawpaw beer. I think it was Concession Road Brewing made a pawpaw beer one time.
They did. And
Yeah.
So did Muse.
Amuse made one too.
Yeah.
What a cool fruit. It's how would I describe it? It's sort of like a papaya.
It's like a chirimoya.
What is this?
Chirimoya is part of the custard banana family.
Okay.
Sour sop's another one.
Okay. So would it be related to the banana?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Its
Okay.
own species.
Its own species. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And it's a mild taste.
It's an amazing taste.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very, I don't know, like cross between mango and pineapple maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like trying to say blueberry tastes like something else, right? Or raspberry. You know what a raspberry is.
Yeah.
We always try to put like, because we haven't really enjoyed it
Yeah.
enough. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a native species.
Yeah.
We have our own persimmons here too.
Do we?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm learning so much
I have
today.
seeds for those too.
Oh, cool.
So many seeds.
So many cool connections because of this podcast. I love
Yeah.
it. It's very exciting.
Well, we'll have to talk about the documentary at some
Yeah.
point.
Can we? You want to talk about it right now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So this is
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
second one
Yes.
that we're doing. Our first one we screened at Capitol 33
Okay.
2 Novembers ago,
Okay.
and last year we started filming at the end of March. This one is about the return
Okay.
of species.
And this
So-
is the one with Greg from Work
The first
Cabin.
one was too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the first one was too. We work really well together.
Nice.
We co-produce.
Nice. Okay. So you
Yeah.
got some producing skills there.
You'll see them. You'll see me on the website.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading
Yeah.
the description last night and I was reading all about it. So, and I've known Robin for a long time. So Robin's involved as well?
No,
Robin Tapp-
Robin's not.
Oh, he's not
involved at all.
involved. Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, okay. I thought he was.
We've crossed paths during like he's doing his mushroom foray and I'm
Yes.
off doing my own thing.
Okay.
But we've never like, hey, how's it going?
Let's
Nice to
do
finally meet you.
I see. Oh, sorry. I thought he
Yeah.
was involved in this.
No.
Okay. Okay. That was my mistake. All right. Well, Robin's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where I met him was his mushroom foray. And I was like, I need to learn about this guy. And he would always pitch a tent and we had accommodation, but no, he'd stay outside in his tent.
You hear everything outside.
Mm-hmm. He would tell us about, I heard this last night and the snake was, next to my tent. And
We got lots of snakes here.
yeah. So this documentary is completed.
The first one's done and
Yeah.
screened.
Yeah.
The second one's in production right now. We've
Okay.
just got actually this week we're supposed to film the Fisher.
Okay.
Got a lead on that
Okay.
from last Wednesday's
Yeah.
Wandering Wednesday. It was out right at 1:00 to say, hey guys, look what's here.
It's got to be hard. I mean, I've seen all the is it not the Animal Planet, like the Planet Earth series,
Yeah.
and just what they go through in behind the scenes to actually capture it, and it's astounding.
You know what? I can't say that it is that hard.
Really? A lot of waiting, I would assume?
No,
No?
it's specific to a time of day and knowing the species you're looking for and the habitat that you're supposed to find it in.
I guess if you're educated in the patterns and where they should be and what they should be doing, you just put yourself there.
Right now, if you go out for a hike in the fresh snow, you're going to see what goes through there. You're going to see what's fresh and what's not fresh. And
I guess snow is a good way to track.
it's awesome. It's storytelling in the snow.
Yeah. I had a deer just across my front lawn here. I saw the tracks and I was like, yeah, that's a deer. I know that's a deer.
Perfect.
Just right down the main road of
There goes some prime rib.
I don't know where it was going. Maybe it was going to the barbecue joint around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Front porch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, tracking it in the snow. So
So we've got a little fox that keeps going down the driveway and he's tracking the rabbits on the property.
I love foxes. What
They're
a
very
just
smart.
beautiful looking creature.
Yeah.
Very smart and social. Is my understanding. Very social creatures.
They're very playful.
Very playful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a documentary. We were talking about it with Jesse. Who's the weird director we were talking about? Do you remember him?
No.
He passed recently. And
I remember
I'm not
talking
gonna get
about
hung on, but he made a documentary about it's called Grizzly Man. Are you familiar with that?
Mhm.
Have you seen Grizzly Man?
No, I haven't.
So this individual, he's not supposed to be out there. He's not a conservationist.
But who makes those rules?
That's true. No one, especially up there. But he befriended a fox, and it was almost like a dog, and it would come and see him every morning and spend the day with him.
They make neat sound, really neat sounds.
Yes. Yeah. Almost.
Like a coo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, foxes, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before I gotta go, this documentary, should I let people know when to look out for it?
Well, in March, I can't remember what date it is, the mini documentary that is part of the whole story that we're telling will be released.
Okay.
The trailer, I think, will be coming up shortly.
Okay.
And you can find like the original trailer that we started for this second documentary on YouTube.
Okay. And is this on the Long Point
Long
Biosphere's YouTube?
Yeah, Long Point Biosphere Region.
Okay. So everybody go to the YouTube, and you have an Instagram?
Instagram,
And a
Facebook.
Facebook.
We got it all.
Okay, everybody go give her
Just no
give that a
TikTok.
follow. No TikTok.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well,
No
I mean,
TikTok.
it's banned in America, is it not?
Not anymore. I don't think.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
can't
still
keep
running. I can't either. I just got enough to do.
up. Too many platforms.
I'd rather be outside.
Yes, as you should be. Fumbling for your phone to catch the eagles twirling in the sky.
I didn't even see that because I'm looking for my phone.
Yeah. Okay, well that's great. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for this second
Yeah.
one. Where can people find the first one?
It's on the platform called Kinema.
Kinema?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can video on demand it there. You can actually, it's a pretty neat platform. If you have a not-for-profit, you can actually do a screening and have a question and answer period for the people that were involved in the first one. And proceeds are split
Oh, okay.
between the not-for-profits. So we get 45%, 10% goes to the platform, and 45% goes to the other not-for-profit.
That's a pretty good deal
It's
as far as
perfect.
online
It's-
platforms go.
You help others.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And the new one I was reading, I believe it's about Long Point, right? And when it became a protected area in the 80s?
No,
Or is that the first one?
not even. Like it's close. It talks about, how
Okay.
things came to be, but this is more about the success story. I'm a mom of 4.
Yes.
And when I watch my kids grow up, when they hear bad news, and I mean, it's there in social media, they hear it at school, they hear it on the news. What I really wanted to do was to pull them back from all that fear and give them something positive to work with. So, what's positive is the outcomes that we're seeing. There's hope. We're proving it here. Sustainable ways of restoring things and living with nature, because you are nature. That circular economy that we don't understand, that's an indigenous process, is to bring that in. So if somebody scares you, there are 3 things you do: freeze, fight, and flight. But if somebody instills a seed into your head that there's hope, aren't you more apt to do something yourself?
Absolutely.
And that's what we want. We want people to feel inspired that they have the ability to do this, to make a change. And in simple things, just what you plant in your garden. Instead of European species, plant native species. You don't even have to go to the store to buy this stuff. Come out to a seed collection, collect with us. Hand sow it in the winter, and nature does the rest.
Wow.
Love it.
Simple.
What a beautiful note to end on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to have you back on because there's so much more I want to talk about. But unfortunately, we're out of time.
You have to join me in the field.
I would love that. Well, you have my information.
I do.
You have my number. So honestly, text me, and we should go and do something.
Come wander.
Heck yeah.
I would love that.
Come wander.
I would love that. Every
fun.
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. You know what? People are meeting on these wandering Wednesdays that haven't seen each other since elementary school.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's great.
Rekindling friendships.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll set something up.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And thanks for the pisco sour.
You're
Que
very
bueno, que rico.
You're very welcome. And Jesse, thanks for the grape juice. We used your grape juice for this.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah, it's very good. Any information you want to share with anyone before we
Stay tuned.
stay tuned?
Stay tuned.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. And yeah, bye.
See you next time.
See you next
Ciao.
time.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew.